This is the Vola Vasti Tele-style electric guitar, T-style, whatever you want to say. And it's a great mix of modern and vintage appointments. I've written 2 new backing tracks for this, so I hope you like it. Let's see how it sounds. Welcome to the channel, folks. This is Shane. You are listening to the Vola Vasti electric guitar, very T-style in its design with some modern appointments. Let's take a look. Here's the guitar up close. Now, Vola guitars are handmade in Japan. This is a bolt-on neck guitar, very reminiscent of the T-style electrics. But I gotta tell you, there's not a whole lot of other similarities apart from its basic configuration. As you can tell from the shape, it's very, very different. We get a contour here, or a cutout, and there's also a very different point on the guitar which actually angles down instead of actually angling up like most Telecasters do. So the shape is quite a bit different, as is the headstock. It actually looks, to my eye, pretty nice, but you know, headstock, shape, and all that is pretty diversive. Now, for me personally, I love guitars that just play and sound great, and this does that no problems at all. One of the other cool differences is between this and a traditional Tele, we get the belly cut on the bottom as well. So if you're sitting down and playing, or if you're standing up and you've got a bit of one of these like I do, makes it just that little bit more comfortable. I really dig it. One of the stars of the show with this particular guitar is we get two pickups. The neck pickup is a single coil. The bridge pickup is a rail style pickup, but in regular mode with this button down, we get a very usable, very balanced bridge pickup that still sounds great, and it still has that very Telecaster vibe. It's a little bit different sounding to my Joe Barton Danny Gatton pickup, for example, in my other guitar. I'd say this is probably a little bit hotter, but it's still got lots and lots of top end. And when you click this up, you get a volume boost and just this overall fat boost to your solo tones, which works extremely well. And notice we also get 3 saddles over here as well. So it's sort of semi-traditional, but it definitely looks different. The ashtray doesn't have the, the angles on the sides, or the edges, I should say. But yeah, it's got its own design going on there, and I kind of like it. I think it suits the aesthetic of the guitar just as it is. Pretty cool. Another point of difference and another really cool feature is the Goto tuners. You might notice that these ones are far lower than these ones back here. And yeah, I really dig the fact they're angled like this. It makes for a really good tuning, stability experience, having them at different heights. I think it looks better than just having them all the same height as well. Let me know what you think of that. And that's the back of the headstock with the Goto tuners. And as you can see, it says made in Japan. Another thing that adds to the playability of this instrument is we get really fat frets. These are great. This will mean you won't have to worry about the vintage frets and the choking out and doing all kinds of weird things. These will last for a long time. They're not stainless steel, but they will last a long time, and they're very fat. So if you're into the medium jumbos or jumbo style frets, you'll definitely dig this. We get 22 frets as well, so it's very reminiscent of a regular Telecaster. The neck shape is quite chunky. Now recently Vola have slightly modified their necks. They're about 1 millimeter thinner than they were. Now I'm not exactly sure if this is the 1 millimeter thinner one or not, because the one that I got on my Strat definitely isn't one of those. It's quite chunky, and this feels roughly about the same. But if you're into vintage style necks, you'll definitely get a kick out of it. And if you're not, they also make some guitars without the fat neck as well. But overall, man, these things are beautiful. They sound great. They look different. I know that won't be for everybody, but I'm a big fan of playing something that's nice to play that sounds great. So yeah, this really ticks all the boxes, and I've done nothing to it straight out of the gig bag other than just change the strings. Firstly, a massive thank you to Vola for shipping this out for the review. I really appreciate it. A while back, they sent me one of their Strat style electric guitars, and this has become one of the most used guitars in my collection. It just does everything right. It's a good mix of vintage and modern appointments, much like this. And we might do a comparison between these two, but if you haven't seen the review of this and you're more of a Strat guy, I'll leave a link up in the cards and you can check that out. So if you want to find out more about this, links will be below. There'll be a coupon code down there if you choose to use it. It's on behalf of Vola. You can get a discount on one of these if you buy one online. So yeah, beautiful instruments, and I'll give you my thoughts about this at the end as well. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Today I'm plugged into my Marshall DSL 40CR amplifier, no IRs or anything like that. We have it mic'd up with a Sennheiser E906 and also an SM57, and what you'll hear is a blend between them both. We'll get to start on the clean channel on full 40 watt mode with the volume up at 12 o'clock and the masters all the way up. So, gig volume. Let's give this a shot. Neck pickup to start with. Now it's definitely got that steely overtone. Over to both pickups, let's give this a shot. So that's about as tally as it's ever going to get. Let's go over to bridge pickup with the push-pull pot in the down position. So this is the normal mode. And now I'll compare the difference. Man, it makes a big difference to the volume. I'm looking at my waveforms over here on the computer and I could definitely see them just get bigger, almost twice as big as the last waveform with the switch in the down position. So yeah, a great boost, more suited in my opinion, not really to the clean stuff, but more to the drive stuff, which we'll check out now. All right, let's start on bridge pickup for this one. I'm just over to the crunch channel of the amplifier. Here we go. And now with the push-pull in the up position. Woo! That is brutal. That is awesome. There's your solo tone. You can go from the chords. This is one of the steeliest Telecasters or T-style guitars I've ever played. No questions about it. Now over to both pickups. I'm going to show you how the boost also works. It's a little more subtle when you go to both pickups, but it's still activated. Let's give it a shot. And over to neck pickup. Man, it's got all the steeliness there, no problems at all. Now, I'm going to show you how well it cleans up with the volume control down. Given I don't really have that much gain on the amp right now, it still cleans up beautifully. So if you like to ride the volume control, this will do that, no problems at all. Lastly, I just want to show you the tone control, and I'm going to use both pickups for this test. Here we go. And now with it all the way off. Thanks for watching, folks. My name's Shane. So what do I think of the Vola Vasti? This is about as tally sounding as it's going to get. These pickups have lots and lots of spank. Even this dual rail pickup in the bridge still has lots of tops. And I love the fact it has that passive boost circuit in there, so you don't have to worry about changing batteries or anything like that. It just gives an extra oomph to that bridge pickup, which means you could be soloing along and then you want to kick it up, click the button up, and then you get more gain and more volume, and it sounds great. Now it is passive, so it's not adding any sort of electrical noise or anything like that through the pickup. It's just giving it a nice fat boost. I haven't seen too many guitars with this. This and Reverend guitars are the only two I've seen with this sort of circuit. Now this is probably a different kind of setup to that. I'm not 100% certain on the technical side of it, but just trusting my ears, you get a lot more out of having that up. Whenever you need it, you've got it. If you want more classic tele tones, leave it in the down position. Both pickups sound great. Neck pickup is very, very bright. So it has that nice clarity on the top end, and I think it really worked well with my Marshall DSL 40CR, but let me know what you think of the tones. All right, let's talk a little bit now about the feel of the instrument and how it feels under the fingers, all that kind of stuff. This neck is absolutely beautiful. It's easily as nice in the hand as my 50s original Telecaster, which has a nice big neck. Now, Vola actually make other guitars that don't have such fat necks on them, so if you're not a fan of the big necks, you don't have to stress, you can get those as well. Now, the frets are nice and large, so just playing this thing is an absolute breeze, and I've had no tuning stability issues with this at all. Even after I changed the strings, I think I tuned it up maybe 1 or 2 strings just on that entire video. So it holds tune, no problems at all. The Goto tuners are really something nice, but in the hand it feels great. Now, I already know that the look of this won't be for everybody. There's a lot of, tele purists out there, all that kind of stuff, but for me, I like anything that's good. And this is a really beautiful instrument. If you're looking for something a little bit different to stand out as opposed to, just getting lots of tellies like I have, this would be a really great choice for someone who wants something a little bit different. And it's nice and comfortable on, and having that sort of belly cut at the back is also a bonus. For me personally, I think the tones spoke for themselves in this video. Let me know what you think. The intro tracks were really inspiring. 2 brand new intro tracks for a new guitar at the house. So a massive thank you to Vola for sending this out for the review. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to think of something I can say that might be like, oh, I wish they had have done this instead, but they've really ticked all the boxes. The only thing I kind of don't like that much is the fact that I think the logo on this one looks better. And that's a real minuscule thing, but on the Strat version, it's sort of like a gold, and on this one, it's black. And I think the headstock, being a very different color to the body might look a little bit different as well, but I like the headstock shape. I like the fact it stays in tune. It's a very playable instrument. Japanese guitars are some of my favorites of all time. If you go back to the channel, since about 2007, I've been saying the same thing for a long time. In terms of the Japanese instruments, they really get them right, and this is no exception. So massive thank you to Vola for shipping this out. I really appreciate it. If you want to find out more about it, you can also get a discount. I'll leave a coupon code in the description below. They've given that to you guys on behalf of making this video. So if you choose to use it, that'd be cool. And yeah, check them out online, because I really feel like these are some of the nicest and very different guitars out there right now. I really dig it. So let me know what you think. Thanks again. Catch you soon. See ya.